Hi there everyone, thanks to my new subscribers and to my old subscribers. Tonight I'm going to do third party situation. Pick a card. So these are for those who know they're in a third party. Please give me some information on my channel viewers' third party situation. Anubis, Hermes, Hypnos, Anubis and Hermes are in the reverse. Vishnu, upright, balance. Garuda, upright, travel. And all upright, focus. Looks like a Viking. Just one moment. Give you some. Sure you can see the thing. If this reading resonates, please like, share, subscribe and comment. If you would like a personal reading, my details are in the description box below with a link to my website and to my Fiverr account. My website is a PayPal service. My Fiverr account has a few more options for readings if you'd like to take a look. There we go. I really get the impression from these cards that you've been dealing with a real DOG in the past, but you've been separated at some point in the past. He made you incredibly happy and you made him incredibly happy. The reason that you made him happy and he couldn't put a finger on it is because in some respect you are highly regarded in the spiritual realms. I feel that this man you've been separated from can be very calculating. And very cold. He is seriously devoted to you. I feel there's no communication whatsoever at the moment in this connection. I feel he's trying to juggle a few women actually. Yourself and two others. He can be very stingy with his words. He has a very sharp mind. I feel his ability to juggle three women stems from the fact that he is can be very cold in character. I feel he's flown somewhere. But also feel that he has a leadership position. My concern in this deck is that he's no longer offering you protection, even though he juggles you on one hand. You must feel like he's devoted to you, or he's loyal to you in some respect. There are a lot of emotions in this dynamic. The trouble being, he takes what he wants when he wants it, and he does as he pleases. I get the real impression that he doesn't have an understanding of your power in the spiritual realms, and he's being disrespectful towards you. I feel if he had that understanding, his treatment would be different, and that's my concern, that his treatment of you is dependent on his understanding of who and what you are. And who and what you are is somebody very powerful on this planet as an individual in terms of spiritual leadership, and also in terms of intelligence, understanding, and earthly possessions. So I feel this man goes for gold in everything he does, but there's something a little bit dubious about these cards, where it's telling me that he's not straight up all the time, but also it's telling me that he can be duplicitous. So one day you will get the boy or the young man and the energetic young man. Another day you will get the intellect. Another day you will get the joker. Another day you will get the devoted partner. Another day you will get the conquering Viking, which means to me that he can be aggressive and that he possibly has a substance abuse problem at times. To me, he's like a mean-spirited, Cupid, but a mature one. So even though he can express himself in a very loving manner at times, in a very emotional manner, I feel the problem you're going to have in this dynamic is that he's all for himself and nobody else. If you ever see a friend around him, and I feel he has a friend, that friend has to be on his side, and that friend has to do as he asks. He's very domineering. You know, he'll manipulate you with his love dance, this guy. But it's a cold tactic, very cold. I don't even feel that you can sit there and have emotions and wish that he'd have emotions back, because he doesn't. I really get the impression that you shouldn't consider this man on an emotional level, because even if he can show his emotional side to you, underlying that emotional side is a very cunning creature that wants what he wants out of the relationship. Usually it is a material worth, because he is going for gold. Strangely enough, he didn't see the gold in you. Whoever these partners are, these other girlfriends, and I know that he's very cold with them as well. He doesn't care about them. Even if he has a partner, a wife, even if you know him to see other girls, he does not give a shit about them. And I would go so far as to say that he isn't even emotional about you. You did make him happy in the past, very happy. But you know what he could feel in you? He could feel in you the spiritual prowess, the golden statue in you. That's what made him happy. Now, by that I mean the treasure that he wants to claim for himself, but not treasure that he wants to claim for himself genuinely. Which tells me that he's pretty calculating. It was a very fresh relationship in the past. You didn't know one another for long, but it's as if he's so caught up in his mastery of self or his mastery of action that he didn't see the treasure in you, unfortunately, on the soul plane. This guy that you're interested in doesn't give me confidence, and the reason he doesn't give me confidence is because he's all for himself and nobody else. He has flown away from you, and that's a good thing. He feels in some respect he's devoted to you on an emotional level, but that's not true. Because he isn't communicating with you, and he's still got those girlies on his arm, whoever they may be to him. Ultimately, he's going to keep looking for another third-party situation. The reason he's going to keep looking for that third-party situation is because he's after somebody who can look after him while he works on his devilishness, whatever that may be. He's an intelligent guy, but you slip through his fingers. The reason that you slip through his fingers is because in some respect you have a sharper mind than him, and that's saying a lot because he is a pretty strong-willed character. There's a weakness in him. The weakness is his strength of character, because I feel that he's resolved it within himself to move away from you, to remember you, but to cut you off altogether in this third-party dynamic. The reason he's doing that is because he has a goal, and that goal is for somebody to take care of him first of all, and for somebody to do as he pleases with. So I really feel that I really get the impression that you miss this guy. Because he's gone somewhere. He's gone to somewhere to find new love. For the reasons I've stipulated. So it will be a continuing third party dynamic. And even though he looks back on you as a missed opportunity, and he looks upon you as a missed opportunity, because I know that you're not together right now, you're separated. His devotion and his loyalty to you were superficial. Because first of all, he wants it his way. Second of all, you are what he's looking for, and he didn't even pursue you in the right way. He separated from you at a point where he should have been encouraging the relationship. And the other thing is that he wants what he wants. He's crafty, this guy. And I don't think you can bring his craftiness into your life, because he's going to end up hurting you again with other women. Who he looks upon as the same. He looks upon as the same in the respect that he treats them how he wants to treat any of these women, whereas you were happy because you found somebody that you thought you could love genuinely. You made him happy, but his mind is always full of schemes and hopes and dreams and ideas. And I really feel that the day he left you was the day your luck changed. Because he will just keep searching for what his intelligent and inquiring mind couldn't see right in front of him. The golden orb. He will keep searching for the golden orb, and he'll never find it again because you are it. So I really feel from these cards that you should think yourself lucky that you're separated from him. Because this is a man that cannot love. He tries, even shows some effort towards it. But in the back of his mind, he's very calculating, and really all he wants out of this situation is what he wants. And it's hard to say what that is. But I get the impression it's just cold support that he wants. And if cold support involves several different women at once, that's what he'll take. Okay, that was deck 1. If this reading resonates, please like, share, subscribe and comment. If you would like a personal reading, my details are in the description box below with a link to my website and to my Fiverr account. My website is a PayPal service, and my Fiverr account has a few more options for readings if you'd like to take a look. This is deck 2. Please give me some cards on my channel viewers' third party situations. Julius in reverse. So this is a moody guy. I get the impression. I can see that this person you're seeing is fairly manipulative, actually. He kind of has a fine balance between the light and the dark. But I get the strong impression that he works off his jealousies. He has a type of strength about him, but I feel that he can be aggressive. And I feel that whoever this woman is that you feel that you're competing against, she's a bit of a snake. She's a bit of a slippery character. And there was a type of devotion between them. And I feel they were successful in the past, but they had a tower moment together. And I feel that this person keeps her on side because in his world, she's the only person that he trusts. So I feel that he can be a manipulator, a big one. And the goal is the dollar. The goal is the dollar. That's what the goal is. It says to me that you've just gone with the flow in this situation. But I really get the impression that he's a real perfectionist, and I feel there's some deception, like centrally there's a lot of deception in this dynamic, where he's had this tower moment in his relationship, but he still keeps that relationship on side. I feel that the third party person in this dynamic is heavily distracted because she's pursuing other projects and doing other things, but it just shows me that I feel there's a mixture of obstacles in this dynamic. One of them being he's quite, I feel he has a substance abuse issue. That's quite possible. The other thing is that he's always looking for perfection in his women. So if you're not perfect enough for him, he will cut off the relationship and move on, because he has a type of control issue. He can get aggressive, first of all, and that's one aspect of his personality, particularly when he's under the influence. But the other aspect of his personality is that he's not ethical enough in his pursuits, in his personal pursuits. He seems to be like, respects nature and is a very clean living person, but he has this substance abuse problem, which complicates the whole arena here. And not only that, He's clinging to a past relationship which is essentially over with a slippery woman who he respected because it appealed to his manipulative side. But not only that, I feel into the future he will gather more moss and he will get some more women who will be quite aggressive about protecting him. And I feel the ultimate outcome in this relationship is an ending. The reason I feel it's an ending is because you carry your own power in this situation. And I feel that even though you developed a devotion to this person and a love for this person, it shows me very clearly that you feel that your loyalty to this person is a lie in the end, and you kind of get it in your head that this was a very fresh relationship and there were a lot of emotions involved. There were a lot of emotions involved on his side, but ultimately you couldn't win this third party situation because first of all he's clinging to somebody from his past. Second of all, he can be a slippery character. Third of all, he has a possibly has a substance abuse issue. Third of all, he's a perfectionist. He's very controlling. He wants everything his own way. That's one aspect of his personality. So if you don't meet his criteria, quote unquote criteria, he can turn very stroppy very quickly. And it will ultimately lead to an end in this relationship. The reason that it will end in an end is because you can't see his real self, because he's a manipulator. And I feel that you liked three things about this person. You liked his clean living, his apparent clean living, which was a lie because he's a big substance abuser. You liked his show of a type of playful devotion and love, which is another lie because he's committed in his heart to somebody else, somebody like him, somebody that attracts his manipulative side. And the other thing about this third party dynamic is that it is a very fresh relationship. At some point, you've been separated. So it will lead to an ultimate end, not only because he's in his heart devoted to somebody else from his past, but also he's a man that cuts off relationships in the end. I feel that everything will get the better of this person, but he made a good show of it. I don't feel he tricked you because you have your doubts, but I can confirm with you that it was a fresh relationship. You were separated. There were a lot of things you didn't know about him, and I feel that the biggest things you didn't know about him were the aggression problems, was the substance abuse problems, was the manipulation, was the fact that he had somebody in the background that he still cared for very much, but who couldn't be in his life. Even if you manage to extricate him from this third-party situation, he will very coldly and very bluntly betray you with two other women. The reason he will do that, and the reason he will continue to do that, is because he is Not a nice guy. There's a part of him which maybe you could call emotional and sweet, but it's not a big part of him. It's a small part of him. And you would not like his controlling nature, even if you were to extricate him from this third-party situation. And I don't think you realise how deep-seated his third-party situations go. We're talking about the lady he loves out there, that he's always loved, that he's always been devoted to. And then we're talking his girlfriends, who can be very aggressive, who he uses at times to protect him from the truth, and the truth of his life. And the truth of his life is that he is a manipulator whose life was destroyed in the past. When everything fell around this guy, I feel he still kept his strong his strength attributes. There's something this is a guy that separates the geese from the ganders. Sometimes he's the geese, sometimes he's a gander. But not only that, he's very calculating or manipulative, where he will work out what type of person you are and he will just go with it. That's why you can't stop thinking about him. But honestly, he's just a guy. He's a dried up old leaf now, to be quite honest with you. He was somebody powerful in the past, but he was only gained that power because he was in a firm relationship with a woman. He's not in that firm relationship with that person anymore because he had a tower moment. They both had a tower moment. But it just shows that he still exhibits signs of that personality. And you're going to lose out anyway. First of all, this will end this connection. Second of all, you will lose out to his cunning side. So I really feel in this third party dynamic that you have to be realistic, because he's not going to be truthful with you at any stage of the game. Okay, so that was deck 2. If this reading resonated, please like, share, subscribe and comment. If you would like a personal reading, my details are in the description box below with a link to my website and to my Fiverr account. My website is a PayPal service, and my Fiverr account has a few more options for readings if you'd like to take a look. See you next time.